I can see her lying back in her satin dress, in a room where you do what you don't confess. Sundown, you better take care if I find you've been creeping round my back stairs. Sundown, you better take care if I find you've been creeping round my back stairs. She's been looking like a queen in a sailor.
Happy Homebrew Wednesday. So I'm actually filming this on Saturday, but I want to get a head start because I have a beer that I want to drink, and I don't know if I can wait until Wednesday. So let me crack this. Ooh. Labels out. Look at that. That's a beautiful beer. It's like a little bit more hazy than I remember it being. Just a bit, but it's very light. So I had a wonderful, wonderful visit to California with the missus. Get a little bit off the nose, off the head. We went to San Francisco for a few days, and then we went to Santa Rosa for a few days. Her work conference was in Santa Rosa, so I was like the trophy husband. I was the arm candy for the weekend, and it was my job to, well, we just kind of putzed around by ourselves in San Francisco and did some really cool stuff. I'll show some videos. We toured a, here, let me get a sip of this. Wow, what a good beer. We toured this World War II submarine. Killed 6 enemy ships. Can't quite remember the name, but I'll post it.
What is that? Can you see it?
We stayed down by this Fisherman's Wharf. They have this awesome little square there. They have this, my wife, funny enough, didn't know that San Francisco was famous for sourdough. So we went to the Bowden's sourdough like bakery, several days in a row. I ate, I ate like crab and lobster sandwiches from the little fish market, right? I mean, we had seafood for, as many times as we could stand it. For a few days. I did notice San Francisco was kind of dirty. As we were flying in, there was this layer of smog over the city. And then, surprisingly enough, for a state that claims to be so eco-friendly, there were hypodermic needles on the we saw laying on the streets. It was trash everywhere. But you know, once we got out of, and then we got to see the Golden Gate Bridge a couple times, once under. The second time as we were driving over, and we did the big bus tour where we were kind of out in the open on the top. But then we, you know, after that we headed up north to, you know, through Sausalito and then up through to Santa Rosa, where I stopped out at my Mecca, Russian River Brewing Company.
So like the math teachers, yeah, he's really smart. So he really, it's kind of like crazy smart. Where we're like, ooh. Did you ever see Little Man Tate?
No.
With Jodie Foster, and her
I know the
son
movie,
is
yeah.
really smart, but she's not. She's a simple woman. Like that's how I feel. I'm just like, and he's funny. We didn't get a job, and he's like, because he only has 2 classes.
You know, I had started out with a Pliny the Elder, and then had you know, a couple different beers there. I think Nate recommended the Beautification, so I got a bottle of that. It wasn't cheap. I think it's a lot cheaper when it's on tap versus buying in a bottle. But I got a little hoodie. I got a shirt. I had that Beautification yesterday, and it was like this open fermented ale. It was really good. It was terrific. I had that last night. It certainly hit the spot. Thanks for that. That was a good call, Nate. Then we, let's see, Heather started working, and then I took some of the male spouses. We hit 3 breweries. We hit Russian River. This was on Monday. We hit Russian River. Was that last Monday? We hit Russian River Brewing Company. Then we hit Bear Republic for lunch, and that was a cool place because it was right on the water. And I have to say, I've had Bear Republic Racer 5 in a IPA in a bottle before, and it was good. But when you have that thing off the tap, it is like the nectar of the gods. I want to say it's one of the best beers I've ever had in my life. It was amazing. Had 2 of those there, and then our third brewery was a place called Hen House, which was like just a big tap room. I think they had a brewery in the back, but it's a little small tap room on the front. Very quirky lady running the taps, was very knowledgeable of beers, and I got some cool stuff there. So.
To become a subscriber of the Dean's List. I do a lot of
Matter of fact, I got some signs I got to put up for my bar down here. But all in all, it was a wonderful trip. We had a wonderful. Oh, and then we ended up at the Francis Ford. I went to a champagne place called Corbel.
So, once the winery was completed in 1890, at the end of 1893, they finished building the eaves. The wood was imported from the East Coast.
I am too busy drinking. I don't have time to pick up my camera. I don't. First you have your tequila shot, then you have...
I learned a lot about how they make champagne, which is really cool, the way they freeze the yeast caps on the top of the bottle, uncork, let the yeast out, and then they put in a dosage, which is like a flavoring additive, which might even ferment a little bit more, and then they do the final corking. I didn't realize they did that with champagne. We had some champagne tastings, and it was pretty good. But then we ended up the trip with a dinner visit to Francis Ford Coppola Winery, and that was just.
Bacon and beer festival in San Francisco. Peggy said something about a bacon and beer festival. It's November 10th, of course.
All in all, it was a very good trip. My wife is, making some remarks about how she wants to move to Santa Rosa. Not moving this bar. I am not moving this bar. So anyway, hey, I'll go ahead and cut it here because I got a lot of video to show. So I'm probably, even though it says 6 minutes, I'm probably a lot further than that, all the videos I'm editing in. So have yourself a happy homebrew. In this case, a Pliny the Elder. And have a very, very happy Homebrew Wednesday. Cheers.
You parked there. Yes, we parked here. I only had a 20, so I couldn't put it. I couldn't pay, so parked out there.
I'm gonna take an angle down up thing here first and see if it comes out.
So look here.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and the sun is coming around.